Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Adam and thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And so we're going to get started into it. So we're going to be talking about some new updates I found on NAT that I've been hinting at my previous videos, and exactly at what point I'm going to be selling out of NAT, depending on what happens in their second quarter results of 2020, which are bound to be up on August 17th. Okay. So, well, first of all, as you all know, I have a pretty large position in NAT. I have around 350 shares, and this is my worst performing stock by far. So, as you can see here, I'm down like $500, which is about 20% on the stock price itself. However, I have generated some dividends. So, I've received dividends of $64.75 so far, back when the dividend was 14 cents a share. So, as you all know, that they increased their dividend to 20 cents a share, which means I'll be getting around $70 instead of $64. So that will make this whole price around like $130 that I just received in dividends, right? So, I mean, that's one piece of good news. So I'm not necessarily losing $500 if I sold out right now. I'm losing closer to like $380. But still, I am excited about NAT and NAT's future, and I do believe that they have some good things coming. And the first sign of this is, if you just read the headline here, plus like the intro here, so rising OPEC and US oil supply, coupled with stalled economic and crude demand recovery, have pushed the futures market structure back to indicating a surplus last observed during the oil's collapse in April and May amid the pandemic. And that what we're going into now is known as Contango, which is basically a situation where the futures price of a commodity is higher than that of the spot price, which is the spot price is basically what oil is selling at as of right now, as of this minute, right? And up to now, we were sort of in a situation of backwardation, which is basically the opposite of Contango, and basically backwardation is bad if you're investing in commodities ETF such as the oil price, right? So if you're investing into uh, you know, uh, investing in commodity ETFs of oil, uh, backwardation is good and contango is bad. So again, now um, we're going back to a situation known as contango, and that happened in April and May, when basically the price of the futures price of oil went below zero, right? And that is at the same time when spot tanker rates, you know, in April and May reached over $100,000 per day, right? So again, now that we have this signal that we're going into contango mode again, um, as you can see here, this structure is known as contango and usually indicates an immediate oil surplus and hopes for a demand recovery in future months. The opposite structure is known as backwardation, right? So as you all know, OPEC is increasing the production of oil, as is US. So OPEC's experiment to increase production from August could backfire, as we are still nowhere near out of the woods yet in terms of oil demand, right? So the market will flip back into a mini supply glut and swing into a deficit will not happen again until December 2020. So again, that is good news for NAT, and I think that is, this news is good, as again, NAT is involved in the market for the storing of oil, and so storage of oil will become more expensive as there's more oil to store in general, right? And that's how commodities market works. Um, and they talk about physical oil market also weakening as the intermonth spreads flipped from backwardation into contango in late July, right? So to me, this is a really big deal, as again, there's going to be a glut in supply of oil, and NAT will be able to charge higher rates, just as it did in April and May, as we can see here. Um, and I mean, so although I'm down 20%, I'm pretty optimistic. As well, increased optimism comes from, the CEO, chairman and CEO Hansberg Hansen, and also the CEO's son buying some shares. I believe they bought, around like 50 to 100,000 worth of shares of NAT. So they think they have insider information, right? So they think that it's going to increase. So again, to me, that's very good news. Um, and I mean, the freight rates in general have been still pretty high, but again, due to this new supply glut and going into contango, I think this is good news for NAT, right? So when we look at the stock, it's been like up and down over the month, but generally it's been increasing, up 7%, um, coming into sort of the fall, when also in general the spot tanker rate tends to be increasing. So again, that's another piece of good news. And I mean, I expect the price of NAT to be around $5 a share after they report earnings. And I mean, since already good news is factored into the NAT price, it may not exactly come out to $5. Um, but if we look at the analyst expectations for their earnings for the previous period, so in the first quarter of 2020, the analysts said that their target was 25 cents per share that they earned. As you can see here, they actually earned 27 cents. And in a previous video, I did what I thought they would earn in second quarter of 2020 based on their first quarter reports and the time chart equivalent. So basically what they booked their tankers at. And so although the estimate is 28 cents per share that they're going to be earning in second quarter of 2020, I believe that this will actually be closer to 31 cents a share, which could also be an earnings beat, which may push the rates higher, or like the stock higher. And so I'll link that in the video. And I mean, overall, I think as the pandemic rages on, and I mean, sure, there's like going to be decreasing cases here in the States at least, and we look at new cases, but we look at worldwide, sort of the pandemic is still raging on in other parts of the world, as in the USA. So I mean, I think this will also push down the demand, and of course, like one of my commenters said that, oh, like, there's going to be more of an increase in demand as Asian and European countries climb out of the pandemic. But again, that's not the only factor that is at play here. So, as more restrictions ease, there could be a resurgence in cases, and there could be like a second or a third wave in European and some Asian countries, and that could spread. So again, I'm not necessarily that optimistic that demand will increase in general. And I think the pandemic still has a lot of fuel to burn before it settles down, right? And as we can see, like it's the chart is basically up and down for new cases, but the general trend is upwards, right? And I think that may happen for some time to come, especially as the economy reopens, but then needs to sort of contract again as more cases pressure politicians to sort of close down parts of the economy, right? So I mean, I think that's good news. And again, I think I'll sell out of the stock maybe when it comes to um, maybe around like $5.50 a share, which I think it could easily in the next couple months. I don't think I want to buy any more shares just because I already have 350 shares in NAT, and I'm already down such a great amount. So I want to sort of limit the amount that I'm exposed to NAT. But I do think that over the next year or even a couple months, the price will increase. And I mean, again, this is due to the situation that we're going to be in again, known as Contango, and also due to the general trend, as we can see here, coming into the winter as spot rates increase. Okay, so anyways, that's my prediction for NAT to be around 5 to 5.50, anywhere from sort of the $5 range to $6 range, coming into the winter. But again, that's just my prediction. Know that I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research when you're deciding whether or not to buy NAT. Again, I'm in here for the relatively long term, so maybe 6 months to 2 years. But again, that's just me. But thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any comments. Please like and subscribe, and have a fantastic day.